Oh, that's such a good one.
That's a good question.
This has been said to me, and I was quite outraged. Today we're going to answer some challenging, controversial questions about our work as teachers in a specialist school.
Oh, wow, okay.
What is the hardest thing about teaching the students at GSS?
Like with any teaching job, probably the admin side, doing lots and lots of paperwork.
I guess differentiating for the physical and intellectual disabilities that you have in the classroom.
Working out what works best for you and that group of students to engage them in their learning the best, I think is really hard to start off with. And then as the year goes on, you work out what works for them, what works for you, and then it becomes seamless.
Sometimes you feel like an occupational therapist, a teacher, a speech therapist, a physiotherapist, a caseworker, a counsellor, all at the same time. So that all has to come into your teaching as well.
The hardest thing is at the beginning of the teaching process because I don't know how to communicate with them. But once the week goes by, I know how to communicate with them to see their responses. That's a rewarding activity.
I think one of the hardest things is the time that we have available, because the students need a lot of time for personal care. So things like going to the toilet and eating take a lot longer than they would in other schools, which means that our class time is reduced.
To make sure that all students are receiving the best education and learning experience, as well as life experience at school.
Oh, that's such a good one.
How often does your job make you cry?
Like right now, like all the time.
Maybe like once a week. Yeah.
All the time. It's a happy cry.
So sometimes on a Friday night, I'll think about my job, I'll think about my students, and I'll think about all the supports I've had with this job. And that makes me a bit sad. And it also makes me a bit happy as well. Lots of big emotions working at this job.
Sometimes it can just be a little bit overwhelming. Sometimes a day can go just horribly wrong, and you can't really figure out why. It wasn't anything that you did. It wasn't anything that the students did.
I think I cry a lot from happy things or from a build-up of working so hard and wanting so much.
If I can say, it's actually never sad cry. It's just happy cry. Like the fact that I can make them smile, or they understand my questions and their response, and then they smile or the hand gesture, that's I cry a little bit in my heart.
Pretty much if a student's crying, I'll probably cry. I might cry now just seeing the word cry. I think emotions are really important. If you didn't have them, you probably wouldn't be doing this job very well. I think it's really important to show the kids that I'm sad too. Like, I want to show them that I'm frustrated and then what I do about it, and that it's okay to have these feelings and what we can do to have big feelings that sometimes people don't always like to see.
A lot of the I've had quite a number of students that I've taught who have died during my time here, and that is probably, actually going back to the first question, that would be the hardest thing about this job. And so that has made me cry, and remembering those kids. Yeah.
How do you explain your job to someone who thinks that you're just a glorified babysitter?
That's a good question. Glorified babysitter.
This has been said to me, and I was quite outraged.
I say come and do it, but you have to do it for a really long time. Like if you did it for one day, it'd be like, yeah, this is fine, but like it's the buy-in, it's the families, working with families, therapists, working with the school team, it's the long hours.
I think in the past, historically, that was the job of a special school teacher. But now, I guess I would explain that we are a school and we teach students. We now have a curriculum. We didn't have a curriculum when I started.
Everyone always asks me, do you actually teach them? What are you teaching them? Do they actually learn? And I think I like to respond with, it's so important to teach these students how to communicate.
Once you get to know the students, and each student has different needs, and once you understand them, and then you'll see the glory in it. So I don't mind glorified babysitter.
I think one of the things that get me a bit frustrated is whenever I explain what I do or my job, the reaction from people is kind of like, you must be a really special person to be working at a special school. And that frustrates me because I'm not a special person. I'm just a teacher that likes to teach kids and hang out with the kids and interact with them.
It's not just 38 hours work, it's the mental load of trying to be really healthy and not think about work or students at home, but you can't help it because they're humans.
I say every student has the ability to learn, and no student is too anything to not to be able to have that opportunity to learn.
I guess trying to explain to people the importance of giving the students a voice.
Working with kids is beautiful, but it's challenging, and unless you do it, you don't know how beautiful and hard it is at the same time.
There are some people who are like, I can't do what you do, or I can't be in your job. And, well, that kind of sucks for you because you're missing out on some really great people.
What do you do when you know your students are frustrated, but you don't understand what they are frustrated about?
This happens a lot because we have students who are not expressive communicators.
I think that comes down to how well you know your students and how they communicate and knowing what they need.
Oh, that's when I get my pod.
We have this thing called a pod that we use.
I think we model. We really just model. I think when I'm frustrated, I don't want to chat too much either.
So I might say, oh, I think we've got more to say. I think you're telling me something. And depending on the student, you can say, I think you're feeling maybe a bit upset.
You might say, oh, you're looking really upset. I wonder if it's because you're feeling uncomfortable. I wonder if it's because you don't like this music.
Helping them to identify how they're feeling because, you know, they don't really have the vocabulary to be able to say, I'm feeling happy or I'm feeling sad, I'm angry.
Was it a loud sound? Are you hungry? Did you not get the thing you wanted? Did you have something to say and you didn't get a turn, or you're waiting for too long to say something? Do you hurt?
I get frustrated with them together. You don't get frustrated by yourself. I sometimes just sit with them and you want to cry, let's cry, let's just be with them and just protect them from the dangers. That's all I can do.
It's just like everyone else, that sometimes you're frustrated and you don't really know why, and you find out later, like, oh, I haven't had any water today, or I didn't have enough coffee today, or like I didn't eat breakfast, or all these things that you forget are part of making you a bit frustrated.
All right, what is a belief you have changed since you started teaching at GSS?
Most days I have beliefs that are challenged.
I think I've grown in my appreciation of the way that everyone can learn, and in the ability to celebrate the small gains.
At the beginning, I started to think that it is possible for me to understand the students. Now I know how to understand each of the students, and the more you know to them, it changes all the time because they change their mood, and then I have to provide them with what they need, and then the changes, in my belief, is I don't get to learn one day. So tomorrow I get to learn another day. So that's it. My learning is just continuation. That's the changing pretty much, I understand.
It's things like, oh, you know, he's come in a bit tired, I don't know if he's going to have a good day, and then he turns it around.
The students at our school, by and large, don't progress as quickly as students at other schools might, but being able to celebrate the little things that they do and the little progress that they do make is how you keep it going, I guess.
I think that was my biggest belief, was that the setting I was previously in, things just happened really quickly, and I didn't believe we had the time always to wait for students And we have so much time. This is what we're supposed to be doing all day at school, giving them time and space to communicate. So I think that was the biggest one, is that we have time.
What do you believe is the most important thing for others to understand about your job?
That it takes a lot.
It's just like any other job, that it's some days really hard, some days really great.
It's very vast. It's just like you entering a door where there's multiple world in it.
People say to you, oh, I don't know how you can do that, or, oh my gosh, you're a saint, sort of thing. I guess it's important for people to know that I'm not.
You really have to think deeply about the individual students that you have. Having just a few students in your class, like 6 to 8 students, means you can really get to know those kids and find out what they need, what they're interested in. Everyone's different. So I've been at this school for a long time because...
Excuse me, staff, can I please... Thank you, junior school, middle school, can I please have an ESA?
I've been here a long time, and it's because I've not got bored yet, because it's always new. I'm always learning new things. There's different students and different opportunities to learn. So I find it really rewarding in that way, because I keep being interested and I keep learning as a teacher.
I think it's the community that helps you grow in care and love. I don't know. That's just my opinion about my job. It's not easy, but once you get through and be involved in it, and then you'll see more of it, and then it's beautiful.
The important thing to understand is that it's not static, that things change a lot, and that we don't just do the same thing every single day for years and years and years.
Bottom line is, we're here for the kids, and I think once you have that in your head, you kind of think about how we want to support the kids, because all kids deserve to learn, all kids deserve to feel safe in their environment.
I just want people to know it's a great job, and yeah, anyone can do it. These kids are amazing, and we're not saints. So yeah.
These kids are spectacular, and that this job is really, really great. But that like every other job, it's really hard too.
I had a wonderful sub-school leader when I first started, who made the point that our kids, all their lives, they've been pushed and prodded by doctors, nurses, very well-meaning people who are looking for a diagnosis or supporting the student in some way. So students here don't need to come to school and feel pushed and prodded even more. They should be here to feel safe and like they can learn and that they can be themselves and grow, whatever that looks like for them. Thank you.